Okay, if this cart item equal to null, what does that mean? Else, what does that mean? Okay, so if the cart item is null, that means that if this cart item is not null, that means that the item does not exist in the database. So I have to say database.carts.add cart items, right? But before that, my cart item is null. How can I add a cart item that is null, right? This cart item, we just searched for it. It is null. It does not exist in the database. So I have to make sure that my cart item is set to new cart item, new cart object, right? This cart object has a few things like cart ID, shopping cart ID. What else is there? Album ID equal to ID. Album selector equal to database.albums dot single or default. Oh, let's just do it outside. Okay, let's say it will be equal to album. We have not defined yet. So what else is there? Count equal to 1 because this is the first time we are adding it. What else is there in the cart? So we have cart ID. See, remember, record ID will be generated. This is not an input. Okay, this is not an input field. We got album ID, count, album selected, date created. Okay, date created. Let's go and update date created. Date created equal to date time dot now. So today's date, right? So we put all this. The only thing we have to add is the album we want to find the album object that matches the album ID. And then we want to pass this album here. So we searched for a card in the database. We didn't get anything. This card item is null, which is not good. So if the card item is null, that means that this is a brand new card item that the user wants to add. It could be a Taylor Swift album that somebody wants to check out, for example. So we are going to assign it a card ID, assign the album ID of the chosen album ID. You know, if it's 5, then the 5 goes here. Album selected is equal to album. This I queried the database, took the album object and threw it in here. Count is very first time, so count is 1. Date created is set. So now this object can be added to the database. Okay. The alternative, what is the alternative? It does not exist in the database, that one we saw. If it exists in the database, we have to just update the count, right? Cart item dot count plus plus. We incremented the count, but this is not enough, right? So anytime you make a change to a database, you have to say save changes. Okay, so let us look. Is there anything that we need to return back to the calling function at this point? It doesn't look like it. We don't have to do anything. That's our code. So let me close this so that you can pay more attention to how the code looks. This is check the database to see if the cart item exists in the cart database. This is needed so that we can pass that item over to the cart item, because the cart item object has one of the entry is the album. So you can actually even do this inside here. So that way we don't need to like unnecessarily call the album, do the album search if the cart item already exists. Okay. Take a look now at my changes. Okay. So honestly, the shopping cart view is more than enough for this. We don't need to create a new view because not much is going to happen here anyways. When you add to cart, it is just going to take you to the shopping cart view. So we already have the shopping cart view. So let's go there. Instead of saying return view, we can just say return redirect to action and then go back to index. So what this does is instead of like, going to a different view, it would just go back to the index view. So let's see what happens. This is the interesting part where we actually see some changes happening, right? So let's like run this part of the code. Okay, I'm gonna go and add classical, a soprano inspired, add to cart. See, the cart ID is going to be 7. The album ID is 7. Okay, so let's go see if I have a breaking point here. Okay, I do. Let's say add to cart. Now it knows to come to this specific action method, right? So let's go and see. Let's step inside. See, the shopping cart ID is going to be, see, it's a different one than what we had before. So C15, let's remember that. So it's going to go, it's going to see it's null. Now it gets the album. Let's see if that album is what we wanted it to be. I think some soprano inspired. Yeah, that's the one that's coming in. Okay, it's creating the new object. It's adding the object. So this time, see, it's not null anymore. And then I'm saving the changes. There you go. So if the one thing I don't like is I like to have like this back to browse here. I didn't put that. So let's go back to our index. Oh, we can do this. Okay, our cart now, when I go to cart, there is one soprano inspired. I want to go and add more soprano inspired. Add another instance of this soprano inspired. Go there, add to cart. This is what I want to show you. So if I do a F11, come in here, see the cart ID, it was C15 something, right? So let us see what happens here. Session ID, is it null? No. So it's retrieving the cart ID and look at the cart ID, it is C15.8. It's the same cart ID. So it knows, and if you like go into this code, item is not null. See, the item is not null. The cart item exists. So if you like expand and see, you can see that, the count is 1 right now. Album ID is 7, which is fantastic. So we are going to update the cart item. See? And then it's going to show 2 quantity.